Hello everyone. We have a game with the white pieces against King SB 1429, who plays e5 immediately on move 1 and then attacks the pawn. We're just going to develop a piece towards the center. I'm going to ignore him. I don't even care about the pawn unless he does something like this, saying I could take more pawns, so let's take more pawns. Now our weak pawn is gone. We don't have to worry about defending it. He has a slight lead in development, but that's not a problem. We're just going to develop our other knight, try to get developed as quickly as possible. He brings his knight out. Okay. Let's develop our bishop and pin his knight. We can trade if necessary because we're up a pawn. As long as we don't want him to get too big a lead in development, that's the thing. So e4, although it puts your pawn 2 in the center, it also becomes a target there. Whereas e3 opens up your bishop and it's no longer a target and blunts rook pressure. So for the sake of, and it also prevents the knight from jumping in. It's a support pawn for ours. So for the sake of simplicity and consolidation up a pawn, I'm going to do this. I want black to have as little counterplay as possible while I get castled as fast as possible and bring my stuff out and just be up a pawn. And when you play moves like e4, even if it's, let's say, the engine best, you also have to play accurately or you're going to lose the pawn or um, give up something in the position. So he plays h6, pressuring at the bishop. But I wonder if we take, we can't do this, or can we? He takes the pawn, we take the bishop, he takes the knight. Maybe we can do that. I mean, that is a thing. If we go back, is he really going to play g5? I don't think it's good for him, so I should allow it. And even bishop g3 is good for me, so let's not develop his queen and let's maintain the pin. If he moves the queen somewhere, I will take the knight and ruin his structure. Okay, so he blocks this with the intention of hitting the queen this way, hitting the bishop this way or this way, which would make sense, but it undefends the center and lets me ruin his structure, so that doesn't make sense. I feel like a 1429 would know about not opening up your king like this. It's kind of weird. But anyway, now that our position just got a lot better, we can immediately attack these weaknesses and improve a piece for free as opposed to developing. Developing is good, but free stuff is free stuff. Put my bishop here at some point. Okay, he gives this check, opening up the queen and the bishop, but walking into c3, supporting our center. If he trades queens, again, we're up material and his endgame's worse. So let's get the turn back. He does trade, but this develops our rook towards the only open file. His bishop's hanging, the pawn's hanging with check. This is a terrible line for him. So let's just take the free pawn with check. He might resign, like it's that bad. He doesn't even attack the knight, so we just get to keep it here. That's cool. We don't have a queen, so there's no fast checkmate, unfortunately, but it is game over. I could say we just develop our last minor piece. You could move it kind of wherever you want. I kind of just want to go here. Look at the pawn so his rook can't move. Maybe I can coordinate on it. It does allow his minor pieces to use these squares, but what can you do there? After all, I'm going to castle. Or maybe even king e2. Preparing for the endgame is better. Although he does have a light square bishop, so let's think about it first. What do you guys think? Okay, so he goes here, which is, you know, it doesn't develop. He wants to hit my bishop, but again, it doesn't develop. We could also prevent that idea and kind of kick his bishop here, but do we even want it there? Let's not mess around. We can castle or improve this knight. Okay, let's just lift our king. You know, king safety and development. That's my version of castle. And maybe I could try to get that bishop at some point. Okay, so he hits my bishop, which doesn't matter. I can really go anywhere, but where do I want to go? I'm up a bunch of materials, so trades are good for me. Let's just go here. I mean, what's the big deal? We can alternate between diagonals. Okay, so he's trying to gain space on the queen side, but none of this actually matters. At this point, I can go here, but he'll trade for the knight, which is fine, but there's no reason to do that. Let's just go on this wonderful diagonal. And all these turns, I mean, you get the structure, but to what end, right? Okay, now I can move my rook in. I can move my bishop in. I do want to get my last rook in the game. So if I lifted this rook here, he can retreat and hit it. I'm not threatening this pawn just yet. So let's maybe offer this trade, which I want. Like I would definitely want his bishop. So I have the only one. The only light square one. If he doesn't want it, he has to move the rook. But if he moves the rook, I thought I can relocate my knight to the center with threats. I could also move this one in with the same threats. Let him take this pawn because, I mean, who really cares? Maybe I should care. Probably not, though. Or maybe I could start the sequence with this, which might make more sense. Rook here. 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 Check. It's all very weird. I'm going to start with this improving move. It x-rays the pawn. So I'm not sure what lines come out of it, but I think I want to include it. The one downside is it does attack the knight. But, I mean, I think we have moves here, so I don't think it's a big deal. Which move, though? This one, this one. Maybe this one. No, maybe this one. Let's go with this one. We'll improve this one and we'll defend the pawn backwards. See what happens. Everything's completely winning because you're up 2 pawns at the end of the day. So this is a 4 on 2. So if you trade all the pieces, the game wins itself. And can he avoid trading all the pieces and win the game or win 2 pawns back while avoiding trades? You know, that's quite a task. Because it's kind of easy in chess to get a couple trades in, right? If you really want them. And I mean, this bishop is misplaced. It should definitely go somewhere else. He has a bunch of weak pawns around his king. So he defends the pawn with the rook. Interesting. There's this weird tactic which forces a lot of trades. Wonder if we have anything better though. If we just lift the rook and attack this pawn, threaten to double, that's interesting. It might force him to trade stuff, so let's do that. Comes with a threat. We want to get our last piece in the game anyway. Plus, I don't really feel like looking at this move. Although it does force a bunch of stuff off. Okay, so he goes here trying to attack, pin some stuff. But again, this comes with checks, so this is high priority. Also, this looks quite dangerous. Slash checkmate. Oh no, the knight defends. So he blocks with the rook, but now the rook is pinned. So moves like this are possible. Check, but then he can come closer to you. The one thing is the bishop's hitting the square. I don't think he noticed that. So let's take the free stuff for free. He has to go here and then here, 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 here. I don't know, let's find the checkmate or something. I guess let's just go here, check. We'll force it here. Get out of the attacks. This knight, I guess he can block, but check here. Check. Either way, it wins some more stuff. Let's just give him this check, win some more stuff. Oh yeah, he can go here. Whoops. Whoops. Moving too fast. No big deal, I'm up 8 points of material, but what should I do here? Check, takes. It's too bad there's no mating nets. Okay, let's give up the knight. Because it's just a knight. We could take more stuff. We could also maybe create mating nets, but it's not forced. We could take here. We can go here and force trades. I guess forcing trades makes sense, since I just lost a piece and messed up my own mating nets. And I'm only up 5 points of material. If he doesn't want to lose the rook, he should probably take. We'll take this way. We had maybe rook takes, but he can hit us. Goes here. Let's bring our last piece in the game. We're up 5 points of material, so we can sack and exchange, without thinking about it. We have an outside passed H pawn. So let's get the trades moving. Maybe here kind of forces a bishop trade. It could be interesting. We don't even have to give up a rook for it. Okay, we no longer have that. But now the bishop is a little loose. This also threatens to win this bishop. This okay, hits our rook. We're going for the exchange. We trade the rooks. It is opposite color bishops, but we have way too many pawns. So I'm just going to start pushing. Start pushing. And then I'll zigzag my king on light squares. And actually, we could even push this one and get the king behind it. We can completely eat his pawn chain. It's not even close to a game. It's just, they say opposite color bishops are even. But that's like if you're up one pawn, maybe two. Then they're scattered and weak. I'm up 3 pawns, connected, very strong. And he fixed his own pawn on light, which is my bishop color, so I can eat this stuff. He does have a lot of time though. An inordinate amount of time. So let's throw in check. Forces king to move somewhere. And then we'll just get our king in. Let's go here to cover this square and then forces king back. We could take this pawns to remove any type of counterplay. We can push past to create 3 connected passed pawns. And since his king goes this way, that allows an easy queen promotion. Let's take this so we don't blunder anything. He can't get back because of his own pawn. He's up 3 minutes. But if I sack my queen for this bishop, that'll make life easy. Because I can just get another queen. So no matter what he does, let's get a queen. Let's throw in a check just for time's sake. Protected light square, so no calculation. Okay, well now that his king is boxed pretty badly, I'm just going to get another queen instead of giving up my queen for a bishop. Doesn't matter what he does. All of my pieces are on light squares, except for, like, he just took my last dark square pawn, and he can't do anything with the dark square bishop. So we can just take our time and deliver the checkmate, basically with pre-moves on the light squares. Okay, so he resigns instead of giving me the final checkmate. Probably because he's a little angry. So let's go through the game. England gambit or whatever this is. We just take the pawn. And then we develop towards the center. And I'm willing to give up this pawn. Like, if he keeps attacking it, he can have it. But then he did this, which, you know, lets me get away with it. Now I could get rid of my pawn and just be up a pawn. So this is what I do. Development in center. And it says we're plus 1.2. No big deal. Development in center. Center and development. Force move. Wow, computer actually wants g5. No big deal. We're still plus 1. And this is just a blunder. It goes from plus 1.1 to plus 3 because of what we do to his structure. So now you can just see just how terrible it is to do this in front of your king. Double isolated pawns. Game is over. We just improve a piece for free. Force move, center, force move, and development plus 3.5, right? The game is over. Free stuff for free. Developing in center. King safety and development. Computer says perfectly fine to just lift your king, plus 4.2. Force move. Force move. I mean, it's not forced, but next move he's going to go c4, and you're going to have to put it here anyway, so it's going to be forced anyway. You'd see he does it. My bishop's not even there. And now I do the move, improve a piece for free, because trades are winning for us. Improve a piece for free. Improve a piece for free. All of those moves hit stuff with threats. Again, improve a piece for free. Still hitting stuff. Plus 7. Free stuff for free. And now it's mate in 3, but I blundered my knight. So it's mate in 2. So here, here, here. Wait. It's mate in 1. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was so fixated on the back rank because I saw this. And I'm like, oh, let me just keep looking at the back rank. I totally forgot I had a knight here. I didn't even see this knight. But this guy in this, that's checkmate. Whoops. So that just made the game way longer than it needed to be. But yeah, it was completely over no matter what. You know, still +7. But yeah, that was pretty bad. And then I just hang my knight, still +7. Evaluation doesn't change at all. Engine doesn't even care. And then we just trade stuff, and he can't do anything to avoid losing the game. That's the funny part. But there was a mate in one, yeah. So we improve a piece, center, most logical move. Improve a piece for free because it comes with threats. And then again, look at the evaluation. +5.2. I make this move, giving up my rook, still +5.2. So when you guys can take these exchanges and just get the bishops off the board, it makes life so much easier. And it doesn't really worsen anything. He takes with the pawn, which allows a rook trade, which is good for us because we have a completely winning pawn endgame. And then you just have to know that this is completely winning, that these 4-on-1, doesn't matter that it's opposite bishops, it's just you push them and it's game over. Like if you only had the h-pawn, then the bishop could always cover the dark squares and prevent you from pushing. But when you have so many next to each other, nothing can prevent them from pushing, which is what I do. I just push them. See? At any point, I just make sure I can take his stuff so he can't queen. But how is he going to stop these realistically? You can't. Even if you had a rook here, you know, on the back rank somewhere, you still can't stop him once you sack stuff. So, hey, look at that. Even with missing mate in one, with giving it back a knight for no reason, it's 97% accuracy. Look at that. See? You can still have a perfect game when you hang your knight. The computer's generous now. Um, so hopefully that helps. You can do it. Hopefully it also shows you that you can do whatever you want in winning positions. You can even give away stuff, mess up, blunder stuff, and you still win the game. Like, it's not a big deal. So chess is interesting, and don't psychologically make your position to be worse than it actually is, right? And start stressing about it. Just play whatever you have in front of you. Try to find logical moves. Good luck in your chess, and goodbye.